Hello, my name is Antonio Giacomuzzi. This is my second speech. I'm here at my place in Jackson, Maine. I am using my topic today to cover Emmitt Smith's career as an NFL football player. Emmitt Smith was born May 15th, 1969. He's retired now, but he was born Emmitt James Smith III. He played for 15 seasons in the NFL between the 1990s and 2000s. That's as a professional football player. He played in college football at the University of Florida, where he was an All-American, number 22. He actually carried his number from the college level to the professional level with the Dallas Cowboys. He was drafted in the first round, pick number 17. He was projected as a number 1 overall pick, but a lot of teams dropped him down because they thought he was too small, not really a big enough person to make it in the NFL or make it at all. And before teams dropped him down, they had all kinds of workouts, and he'd go in, and everybody saw what he could do, but still thought that he was too small. During his NFL career, he became NFL's all-time leading rusher, and that record is still held today. It was last held by Walter Payton, which is Emmitt Smith's childhood hero. Emmitt Smith also played for a 3 Super Bowl winning Dallas Cowboys team, and he's the only running back to ever win a Super Bowl championship, the NFL Most Valuable Player Award, which is the MVP, the NFL rushing crown, and the Super Bowl MVP, all in the same season, which was in his 1993 season. He's also one of only 4 running backs to lead the NFL in rushing in three or more seasons. Let's see. He won the Super Bowl in the same year 3 times and led the league in rushing. I believe it was 92, 93, and 95. And up to that point, it had only been done once, and the only probably person to do that was Terrell Davis, which was a running back for the Denver Broncos. Emmitt Smith's also one of only 2 non-kickers in NFL history to score more than 1,000 career points. The other one is Jerry Rice. He's the NFL's all-time leading receiver for touchdowns. He played for the San Francisco 49ers. Emmitt Smith was actually inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2010, right along with Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, which they called the little trio down there in Dallas. And he's the first player from the 1990 NFL Draft to be inducted. While playing for the Dallas Cowboys, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, which was his quarterback, and Michael Irvin, as I told you, they were known as the triplets. They led their team to 3 Super Bowls in the 1990s. They were considered the biggest dynasty of all time. So now I can kind of veer off a little bit and tell you about some of his career highlights and awards. 3 years into the league, so he was drafted in 1990, round 1, pick number 17. He was ranked number 68 as the all-time greatest player in football history 3 years after he was drafted into the NFL. So in 1993, he was number 68 all-time. That's saying something right there by itself. To this day, his statistics are he's rated number 28 NFL player of all time. That's by NFL.com. It's not really, in my personal opinion. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2010. He is the all-time leading rusher in rushing yards in the NFL history at 18,355 yards. That record has never been broken, and I don't believe it will ever be broken. He holds the NFL record for career rushing touchdowns with 164. He holds an NFL record for career 100-yard rushing games, which is 78. He's an 8-time Pro Bowler. He's a 6-time All-Pro. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He made the NFL 1990s All-Decade team. He's an Associated Press NFL MVP in 1993. In 93, he won so many awards, it was almost unheard of. He was also the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year in 1990, the year he was drafted. He was a Super Bowl MVP. He just got inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor along with Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. He has a Burt Bell Award from the year 1993, and he also has been conducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. He is also a unanimous first-team All-American and a first-team All-SEC while he's in his college career. His career NFL statistics, these were as of 2004, right before he retired. He averaged 4.2 yards a carry, 164 rushing touchdowns, and 11 receiving touchdowns with 18,355 rushing yards. And despite his collegiate success, some NFL teams still felt that he was, not right for their pro style. After he fell to the pick, he was the first player in NFL history to rush for 1,400 rushing yards or more in 5 straight seasons. Emmitt Smith, Jim Brown, and LaDainian Tomlinson are the only players with 7 straight 10-touchdown seasons to start their careers. With 1,021 rushing yards in 2001, Smith became the first player in NFL history with 11 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons and the first to post 11 1,000-yard rushing seasons in a career. He is the NFL's all-time leader in rush attempts with 4,409. Now, you don't see that nowadays. You see a more style of 2 or 3 running backs, one to complement another. You see some power runners and some speed runners, and they offset and carry. You don't see any more workhorse running backs like you used to in the 90s. That really says a lot about this man's character. He took the load on his back, and he ran and ran where everybody said he was too small, and he proved everybody wrong, and the man is probably the best running back of all time. He also holds records for most games in a season with a touchdown and most games in a season with a rushing touchdown, which is 15, and he set that in 1995. He leads all running backs with 164 career rushing touchdowns, and the total of his rushing yards, receiving yards, and fumble return yards gives him a total yards from scrimmage 21,564 yards, making him like one of only 4 players in NFL history to eclipse the 21,000 combined yards mark. He also accumulated several NFL postseason records, including rushing touchdowns, which is 19 in the postseason, and consecutive games with a rushing touchdown, which is 9, and 7 100-yard rushing games. Excuse me. He had a rushing season with 1,586 yards. Is also like the top postseason chart, and he shares a total playoff touchdown mark of 21 with Thurman Thomas. While Emmitt Smith played with the Cowboys, he won 3 Super Bowl rings, rushed for over 100 yards in 2 of the Super Bowl games, and had 6 receptions for 27 yards. He also received the Super Bowl MVP and becoming the only Cowboys running back to ever win that award out of all their Super Bowl wins. In Emmitt Smith's last season, he became the oldest player in NFL history to ever throw his first touchdown pass. He threw a 21-yard touchdown strike on a halfback option play, and it was the only passing attempt of his career. Emmitt Smith is one of only 5 NFL players to have amassed it, and over 10,000 career rushing yards and 400 career receptions. Now, there's only 2 players that are non-kickers to ever score 1,000 points in their career, and Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice are those people. There's a huge banner honoring Emmitt Smith and his NFL's all-time leading rusher banner at Texas Stadium in Dallas, Texas. That just goes to say, Emmitt Smith is the NFL's leading rusher and the best running back of all time.